everybody, welcome to the channel. It's a bank holiday and here we am again with a Land Rover. So as you can see from that picture, it's up in the air. We've got the lift delivered, so we'll flip it round and we'll go underneath it and show you how bad the chassis is and what we've got to do to keep this thing on the road and save another one from the scrap heap. Here we go. So at the back, as you can see, surface rust on the tow bar, surface rust on the chassis at the rear cross member. It's all surface rust though. It's actually solid. Outriggers for the body mounts, solid, just with surface rust. We've got the tank strap here. It is just flaky, but super solid. Then this is where they normally go, on the rear quarter. Let's give you some more of a view. More surface rust, which will grind away and treat and paint. There. More surface rust there. They normally go along that line there. This one is solid. And there, solid. These have normally rotted off. Same saleable. Still connected everywhere. Even the mud guards are still connected to them.
All the engine mounts look alright.
Yeah. Rear axle, your normal surface rust. The Watts link, surface rust on there. We have got a dust cover that's rotted through. That's pretty standard on these though. It's not an MOT fail, it should just be an advisory, if at all. What we got up here, it's missing a bump stop there, like usual. More surface. Obviously the fuel filter hasn't been changed in a long time, so we might as well change that. The bushes look good on the radius arms there and there. There's no real cracking. Exhaust's pretty rusty, but still doesn't leak as far as we know. Oh, yeah, it looks like it may have been off-road at some stage, and that's the air compressor box for the rear suspension, which has been smashed up, which could be the cause for the dropping of the rear suspension. But we'll have a look at the bags as well. Yeah, we'll have a look in there. Pretty rusty on the screws. It's going to take some getting off.
That's welded on that bracket. This shelf.
Yeah, and the shelves. That shelf should stay where it is, in the plastic box should come off. So the exhaust ain't too bad. Don't look hold anywhere. It's got a, looks like it's got a leak from the transfer box. It's had a recent drum on there. The prop shaft down up there is in good condition, and I'm falling over. The universal joint there is in good condition with no play. Like I say, we've got some oil from there, which is the transfer box. Chassis still solid, looks better up towards the front as they always do. Still got its original paint up there, as you can see. This universal joint feels good. This one feels good. Leak off the engine there. Looks like it might be coming from around the drain plug. The gearbox drain plug is there. The front of the engine's pretty dry. Yeah, anti-roll bar bushes are dry. The steering box has been weeping, but not to the extent where it's leaving massive puddles. Obviously in the other videos you see we did the spring there, and we did some work on this side, but we have got these swivel pin joints. The boots are corroded off them, have perished. We put new covers on these ones, the drop links for the anti-roll bar. This one hasn't got ice, which I think is nice because you ain't got to worry about it. The towers for the suspension, good nick. Arches normally go here, if you can see. I don't know if you can see this, but they normally go here. And they're okay. So, arches all the way around are alright. You can see it's done a little off-road. It isn't nothing major because it's not full of dirt underneath. Bit of corrosion on there. It's on the aluminium wing. Bottom of the doors are alright. We've got something on the camera at the bottom here, hang on. Let me wipe that off. Bit of corrosion there, but that's nothing. Rear wheel arches, good. A little bit rusty on the level sensors. Radius arms got some surface rust on them and a bit of mud. The MOT fail that we know of, the steps need to come off because they are done. That's just a step, so that's nothing to worry about. They can come off. Main issue for the MOT on bodywork is that hole there. As you can see, it's one of them rusty holes that gets bigger and bigger. That's the sill, which is pretty bad. So we're going to cut that out. I'm going to weld the plate on there, treat it, weld the plate on it, paint it, make that good, and that should be okay for the MOT for some years to come. Everything else looks good. So I'm pretty happy with it under here. I mean, the worst thing to do is going to be these boots. You can see we've been soaking them there. That ain't all leaking, that's what we've been soaking to get them off, but that there was a boot for this swivel ball joint, and that on both sides has gone. The CV boot covers are good, but if you look online at the MOTs you'll be able to see. So there it is underneath for everybody to see. That sill on that side is good, not like the other one. Oh, found another rusty bit that's gonna have to be, oh no, it's just a step, it's alright. There is that's the step mount, so that can come off when the steps come off.
That looks up a bit.
Oh yeah. Oh, watch your bonnet. So yeah, we're happy with it under here really. Just that one hole. I mean, the MLT geezer, hang on. The person who done the MLT on this was pretty harsh, I think. For that one hole and a bit of service rust, he condemned the car really. I mean, most of it is steps.
We have replaced a spring on that.
Yeah, I mean, it was a broken spring. So broken spring, and we've done some. Obviously, we've done the discs, and somebody messed about with the caliper carriers, screwed some bolts in it. So he's had new caliper carriers, new caliper, new disc, new pads on the front both sides. But that's not majorly expensive. That's like 130 quid or something for all of it. So that's been done, and we've sorted all the boots out on the drop links. Main thing, like I say, is the kingpin, the swivel joints. Yeah, so we'll have a look at them anyway. And when we start doing some more jobs and the welding and stuff, we'll do some videos on that. So please like and subscribe. And we have got a Patreons now, if you want to get on that. I'll put it in the link below. Thank you. Right, what we're going to do now is, what I should have done is calm here, but what we're going to do now is, first thing first, I'm just going to cut this step off. It's gone rotten. The little ram that moves it on down rotted off as well. They all tend to rot off, so it's really not needed. It is a 7-seater, but somebody can buy a step. If you can find one that ain't already rotten, you can buy one. I'm just going to cut it off. We'll just time lapse it being cut off. So, just cut that off. You can see rusty there, rusty there. So that had it anyway. And like I say, we are going to put another one off. On the bracket ain't rusty, so somebody can either reuse the bracket or get that one off and put a new step on. But we don't feel the need for it, so it's off. Yeah, the chassis itself is pretty good. Like I say, just you got them couple on the shields on the back of the discs on that one. That one ain't too bad. That one's had a new caliper at some stage. Look, oh, it's had two new rear calipers. Look, and both new.
Oh yeah.
Well, newish, but not the same age as the car. So it's had them done. We've got a new looking. That looks relatively new as well. Whatever that is. So that looks new. But yeah, we're going to cut these steps off now. Right, progress report. We've cut the steps off, which I'll show you in a minute. But first.
Oh, leave him. Oh, poor soul.
Injury to the bonnet. They'll stand up under a car without a hat on. So, what we've done is cut the steps off. So straight away that looks better, and you can see, let me just turn, I recorded none of that. We've cut the step off, there we go, just cut it off there, and you can see that the sill is good all the way up to that hole. The rest of it's solid. This one has been cut off, we just got to get the bracket, cut the bracket off, which is there, but the step itself is loose. Sill's good. Just gonna have to check down that corner and make sure that that's solid there and that it's just surface, because the sills are relatively thin. But yeah, and the steps cut off. So we can get on with the rest of it. Make sure you bend down, bend down, bend down, bend down, bend down, bend down, leave, because you'll smash your head off there. Let's see if we can see any Dad's hairdo. Here it is. Can we see that? That's Peter's scalp. Anyway, we shall continue. Right, so that's it for today on this one. Car's back on the floor. Still down on the suspension, we haven't looked at that yet. That's due to the fact that we still haven't got the EKA code, so we're waiting for that. But we have looked underneath, so the first look at your suspension and what needs doing with that. Sorry, the chassis and what needs doing with that. We've cut the steps off, as you can see. So then we'll come out and we're going to start working on the rust and the chassis and making that good. And then we're going to get onto them swivels and do them as well. And hopefully we can get this one past its MOT back on the road and another one saved. So, the sunroofs are sorted, they're not leaking anymore. We've done the resealed the corners of the sunroof, tipped some water down them. It's coming out of the pipes now rather than all over the seats. So it shouldn't ruin the new headliner, which is there. Don't want to bend it, but it's all painted. And it's got the nets back on there, so that looks pretty good. So we'll get that back in as well. So if you could like and subscribe, if you want to comment in the comment section down below, and it'll help us sort of grow the channel and do more of these cars in our spare time. So